What's up, Rams, and welcome back to another week of Cam's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Cameron Evig. Tonight, we'll kick things off with a Ram Roundup, where I'll give you my thoughts on the many storylines playing out within CSU athletics, including the good, like the volleyball team's huge come-up this past weekend, and, well, the not-so-good, including CSU football squad, that might be in very deep trouble for the rest of the season. Also, with week 1 of the NFL season in the books and the second round of games picking up, I'll give you my takeaways from what was an explosive week of NFL action. All that and more on Cam's Corner, starting right now. When you look at the big picture, CSU Athletics had a really nice weekend. Unless you play in Canvas Stadium, that is. But let's start with the positives. First off, on a totally different field, CSU soccer got their first win of the year this past Sunday against Idaho State. And to put it simply, the issue of not being able to get a goal was no more come this last weekend. As Madeline covered on Monday, Coach Hagan's bunch scored a whopping 6 goals this weekend, with 2 apiece coming from seniors Gracie Armstrong and Kristen Noonan. Look for them to continue their winning ways when they host San Diego State a week from Friday. Moving things along, Rams volleyball also have found themselves in the win column, going a perfect 3-0 at the Colorado State tournament, taking Game 1 with ease against SIUE on early Friday afternoon before shifting their focus to visiting Pac-12 opponent Oregon State. In this one, the Beavs surely made CSU fans sweat things out a little bit more. After 5 sets back and forth, the Rams were able to pull out the W, winning the last one with the thinnest of margins, 15-13. And after a very successful Friday came the end of the weekend, where CSU looked to stamp their way to a perfect 2 days on the court. And that's exactly what they did when they did that against UAB. As you got the Blazers in 4 sets, 3-1 after losing a tightly contested first round, the Rams were able to wake up and shake off the rust, taking 3 consecutive sets to complete the weekend sweep, improving their record to 4-3 on this young season. And what's that old saying? Save the worst for last? Something like that. And well, in this case, the stinger of the week goes to CSU football and the painful L they took on Saturday to the visiting Comradors. CSU came into this game with a chance to bounce back after a blowout opening season loss to South Dakota State, and they're even favored to win this one against the bottom-of-the-barrel SEC opponent. But for most of Ag Day, Coach Adazio's squad looked like the exact opposite, the underdog. Let's see exactly what went wrong. First play, Tots and Tail roll out Trey McBride for about 25 yards, a great way to start it out for CSU. Very next play, Tots and Tail, Trey McBride, crossing route, get him into the red zone. And this is where Bailey able to come up with the catch to top it all off for CSU, 7-0. Possession for Vanderbilt. Here come the Dogs. The sack gonna come in, and it's a fumble. CSU ball at the Vandy 20-yard line. And who else but David Bailey running right up the middle. Another CSU touchdown, 14-0 for the Rams. Vanderbilt looking to answer back, and they do just that. The strike into the end zone makes it 7-14 going into half. A much-needed Vandy touchdown. Centeo on the first possession out of halftime throws an interception, which leads to a Vanderbilt catch inside the 10-yard line, which then leads to the inevitable Vanderbilt touchdown. 14-14 is your score. The next Vanderbilt possession, a QB sneak, gets them in the end zone. And now, 4th and goal, they have to score here to tie it up. CSU, there goes Centeo, there goes McBride, 21-21, all tied up. 2 penalties in the end means it doesn't really matter. The game-winning field goal for Vandy, and they win that one 24-21. Now, obviously, an 0-2 start for the Rams doesn't exactly bear well for the squad moving forward, especially with the tough road test they have coming up. This week, they head all the way to Toledo to take on the Rockets at the Glass Dome before going to Iowa the following Saturday. And as Brandon told you on Tuesday, this is a team coming off a very close 3-point loss to number 12 ranked Notre Dame. They'll definitely have a chip on their shoulder heading into this one. Now, if CSU wants to have any shot of victory against the MAC opponent, they have to change things up on offense. I'm looking at you, Adazio. Adjust for once. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for using Todd Centeo's running ability to make defenses honest, but not every passing play has to be a bootleg where we dump it off in the flat. Trey McBride can't be the only one catching, doing anything in the passing game, even if he is the best tight end in the country. And I get it, he was hurt last week, but Dante Wright needs a lot more than just 4 receptions if the Rams want to move the ball at all. Oh, and David Bailey ran hard in the opportunities that he got, but it seems like they could have given him more than 15 carries that game. As for the defense, there isn't really much I can say to help. They've given up 66 points in 2 games. There's simply no way I have enough time to talk about everything that needs to be fixed. But if I had to give the coaches something to focus on, I'd look at the quarterbacks, which was who were atrocious last week, to say the least. And moving things on past the intermediate ranks and into the pros, after a blockbuster week 1, I'd love to focus on 3 main things I took away from this weekend's festivities. First of all, Dak Prescott is back, no doubt about it. Even though the Cowboys took an L to the defending Super Bowl champs in a shootout, the 6-year quarterback looked great, throwing for 403 yards and 3 touchdowns, less than a year after a gruesome ankle injury. Oh, and he was out most of training camp too. The DeMarcus Lawrence injury is really going to hurt the Cowboys, though. Sprinting into my second takeaway, man, do I love being right. And the Cardinals, who made my playoff prediction look really good when they took on Tennessee. After watching this one, there's no doubt the Cardinals are a problem, especially when Kyler throws for 4 touchdowns and ran for 1 more. When he's on a level like that, the offense is basically impossible to stop. And on the defensive side of the ball, if Chandler Jones plays at half the level he did over the season like he did on week 1, Cliff Kingsbury's team will be making the playoffs. Holding Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and A.J. Brown to 13 points is quite the accomplishment. And the visitors from Arizona did just that. I know they're in the brutal NFC West, but you cannot sleep on Arizona. Lots of tough games for them as they are in that really tough conference. 49ers and company looking to greet them there. And last but not least, the hometown Denver Broncos look like they're wild card contenders. Teddy Bree proved all the Drew Lock truthers, if there are any left, wrong as against the G-Man, going for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. After a year in Carolina, he looks like he did when they went undefeated after losing the legendary Drew Brees down in New Orleans. And also, the backfield of Melvin Gordon and rookie Javonte Williams looks deadly. The defense locked things up like we thought they would, only allowing 13 points. And to be honest, it was really only 7 because Daniel Jones ran 1 touchdown in when the clock literally hit 0. No Bradley Chubb, and able to still get this victory. The defense is going to be great for this Broncos squad. And well, Ram fans, that's all I've got for you tonight. Be sure to come back to Cam's Corner next week to get caught up on all of your sporting news. And don't go anywhere just yet. Tom will get you caught up on everything in entertainment right after this.